Oilers, you got a great offense with Connor McDavid. So I have them sweeping them.
Yeah, well, I don't think you heard my point. The San Francisco Giants have 3 more in the 2010s than the Rangers have in their entire history. So, yeah.
It's hard to get back and to get back-to-back wins. And I don't see the Lightning doing it here, so I have them losing to the Hurricanes in 6.
We don't talk about the 2010s because the 2010s had the Astros. And if the Astros didn't happen, the Yankees would have won in 2017.
He was close to Frank Reich, and they want Frank Reich back, so that's what they got. It's their discount Frank Reich.
Kaprizov and the rest of this crew, Jordan Greenway, who doesn't get enough props. He definitely is somebody who needs to be mentioned more.
Hi, this is Julie Dobbs. You're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our MLB Opinions of the Week. Austin, we've talked a lot about how baseball's been doing great, implementing new rules and really excelling at them. But now there comes another hitch in the plan as the collective bargaining agreement between MLB and MLB Players Association is up again. And last time there was a lengthy, I don't know if it was a lengthy holdout because I don't think we missed too many games. But it was a very hard discussion, and it looks like it's heading that way again as we're talking about salary cap and non-salary cap between players, and then the owners wanting a salary cap, players do not want a salary cap.
Yeah, that's completely true. They do not want a salary cap because it'll lower the amount of money they can make. The players want to make as much money as possible. The owners want to save as much money as possible. That's the whole argument. And as fans, we want to be like, oh, we want a salary cap so the teams like the Dodgers don't happen, or teams like the Yankees, Mets, Phillies seem to pay a lot of money for their teams, don't get to abuse the system. I think that's not at all what the conversations are about. They're fully about, hey, I want to save money, so let's install a salary cap. But they won't agree to a salary floor to make the league more competitive. They don't want to have to spend more money. They just want a limit on the amount of money they can possibly spend to their players, which will, at the end of the day, make it to where the owners get to reap the benefits more for their team doing well than the players will.
Yeah, and part of that as well as having a salary cap is all of the owners are on the same playing field. So the owners, like the Dodgers, who can spend more money, don't. In that way, owners have a better chance of having a competitive team that wins a World Series by saving money compared to the Dodgers, who are just spending a bunch of money and then reaping the benefits.
And I don't blame the Dodgers. The Dodgers aren't the villain here in this conversation because they're taking advantage of an owner that actually wants to win. And there are other owners that want to win. And yes, it hurts when the Dodgers keep getting all these players. But there's owners that aren't really trying to win. That are just saving money, just trying to make money from the sport and from their team than actually making money by competing and being a good quality baseball organization. So the crux of the question, will there be a salary cap that comes from the next collective bargaining agreement, or will that be pushed off? This happened before. I believe in 99, there was a conversation. I think it was 99. I don't actually remember if it was 99, or maybe it was earlier than that. I'll look it up here in a second. But there was a collective bargaining agreement where salary cap was brought up, and it didn't go through. But now we have to see if that's going to be the case.
Yeah, I'm going to say there will be a salary cap, because I feel like Rob Manfred kind of pushes for it as well because of the Dodgers situation, but the owners are in favor of it, like you said, to save money. And it's hard for me to see the players not getting getting the no salary cap. So what I think ends up happening is there's a salary cap, maybe a luxury tax as well, but players add in a salary cap floor. So that's kind of how they get their side of, okay, these amount of teams will remain competitive. Players will get paid, but there is a limit to how much they make because of the salary cap.
It was 1994. I'm reading, now this is quoting an ESPN article. Regardless of the financials through the MLBPA has long been against the concept of a salary cap, most notably during the player strike that canceled the 1994 World Series. So the MLB has had this happen before, and I'm just wondering whether or not the players are going to have the power now to resist the salary cap from happening. They're going to have to make concessions on both sides. I think. Do you think next season will be at all altered in length? Not saying the season will be canceled like 94, but do you think that there will be a shortened season because of the collective bargaining agreement?
Yes, I do think this is going to get to an ugly fight and kind of ruin some of the goodwill that baseball is getting right now because of all the changes they've made.
I completely agree. I think I'm going to agree with you that it eventually will happen, but the players are not going to go down easily.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. And I know the players fought a lot in the last CBA, and to me, there hasn't been anything good coming from that. But like, there hasn't been goodwill between the owners and players. It's still kind of a neutral point. They agreed, like, okay, we'll just play this. Things haven't changed. There's just more issues, and they're very far from these deals and like coming to an agreement. So I think it's just going to get ugly like it was last time.
Do you think it'll ever get to the point where it's like 94 and cancels basically the season?
I doubt that happens because I do think from an owner's perspective is TV money is going to play a part in like, okay, we have to have a season. So ESPN and all the networks they've made deals with can broadcast the games because those networks are not going to be happy because of the amount of money they spent to get those games. And then they're going to have to try to fill it with stuff that isn't the game that are supposed to be being played because of all the agreement, because of the ongoing issues between the players and the owners.
So if you had to predict how long the season's going to be next season, you said it's going to be shortened, so it won't be 162. Are we thinking 140? Are we thinking 120? Are we thinking 100?
I'm going to go 120. At least 100 games, and I'm going to go 120.
Okay, I'll go 100 then. I think it's going to be a pretty long ordeal.
Yeah.
You got to think right now we're a little bit over, we're about 60 games through the season right now. And I think June 1st, I could see June 1st being the first opening day. I could see it.
Yeah, I can see it too. It's going to be difficult, and I'm really shocked that last time they were able to make a full season after how long it lasted.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think it would be a lot of games in my shortened season, but I can definitely see 100 happening, and I wonder what will come out of it.
Well, we predict a salary cap. That's what we predict at least will come out of it.
Yeah, so let us know your thoughts in the comments. Will there be a salary cap? And we will keep you updated throughout this MLB season. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We appreciate listening to Outsiders' Opinions.